Hey everyone, my name's Alyssa and I am going to rebuild my dream life sustainably. If you're new here, I left because my grandma was diagnosed with cancer, and the second she told me, I packed up everything and moved back here to central Pennsylvania to care for her. I thought doing a fun 6-month challenge would, be exactly what I needed to get me back on track. I've been doing 30-day challenges for the last year. It's been a full year now, and I've had so much success with those that I thought going bigger and bolder and stronger would be exactly what I needed to get back on track. Again, my situation was unique. I've spent the last, 10 months away from my home in Phoenix, but going into it, I kind of didn't realize the toll that everything had taken on me. Like my first video, it was of me crying the whole time. That should have been a sign. And I somehow, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to achieve more than I ever had in my entire life after 6 months of going through the worst thing I'd ever experienced. That didn't work, and quite frankly, it set me back pretty far. There were days I literally could not get out of bed. I felt like I was trying to run up a sand dune during a sandstorm, but the sand dune was by the ocean and the tide was coming and I was about to drown. It wasn't I was climbing up a mountain. No, it was worse. Suffice to say, I was going through it. Trying to achieve a lot after you are so mentally depleted is not the way to go. So I am on the quest to change my life sustainably. The first way I'm going about this is not setting an arbitrary time limit. This might not apply to everyone, but when I tell myself I have to do something, I have to do it, it makes me not want to do it. It could be the most important thing in the world. It could be something that I genuinely love. But if I have to do it, nope, not gonna happen. So I have to kind of trick myself. And with that, telling myself I had to achieve financial success within 6 months, even though my bank account was like, hey, Alyssa, get it in gear, it didn't happen. And I talked about climbing up a sandhill. It was because of this. I told myself that I needed to accomplish XYZ more than I ever had after the most traumatic event of my life. And why? I put an arbitrary time limit on something that how stupid was I? Success doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't necessarily happen in 6 months. Maybe for some people, but for my mental state, absolutely not. And going forward, I now realize that for really important things like that, setting a time limit just does not work with the way I think. So going forward, I'm not going to do that. I'm not imposing a time limit. Instead, I'm just going to take the actions daily to just move myself forward. I am not going to be like, you need to accomplish 18 things today or else you're behind schedule. No. But I will be gently pushing myself ahead because I am kind of a soft girl. I don't like being yelled at, and I don't like yelling at myself. I make nice to-do lists and I make manageable to-do lists. So that way I don't put excess pressure on myself to accomplish what I want, even though I know it needs to get done. Step number 2 is mindset. And I would say this is the most important one because back in, January, February, when I was going through this really hard time, I was telling myself, Alyssa, you just turned 29 years old. You're single. You don't have a job. You haven't worked in so long. You're going to be running out of money. You're not even living where you want to. You are living in the hometown that you left 11 years ago. I left the first moment I could. I'm like, you're back here? Oh my God. You're not traveling. You're not doing this. You're so many things I was telling myself. And I just kind of stopped for a moment. Admittedly, getting bronchitis forced myself to stop. So I cannot say I fully did this on my own. I feel like I had an outside hand with being sick and bedridden for so long. But I paused and I was like, hold up. Who says you need to have XYZ? Why was I telling myself, oh, you need to live in Scottsdale. Oh, you need to have X amount in your bank account. Oh, you need to be in a relationship. Who made that up? Like, I didn't. Like, what? It kind of became like clarity to me because I'm like, I don't even want a relationship. Why am I sad that I don't have a relationship? Like, why am I trying so hard to move back to Phoenix in the summer? What? And I just paused. And instead of thinking about what I don't have, I thought about everything that I do have. Like, if you see me like looking out this way, it is because it's raining. It is overcast. The grass is finally green and it is just so beautiful. I see cows in the distance in the farm over there. I see like deer just prancing across. Like, there is 12 deer like in the field across. Like, it is just so beautiful. I think this is the most beautiful place on earth. Why am I telling myself I should be somewhere else? Like, I am living with my best friend. Like, why am I saying, oh, you need to be in Scottsdale, you need to be in Phoenix, you need to be XY? No. I am rewriting what I tell myself. Like, my situation between now and January hasn't changed at all. I'm still in Pennsylvania. I still don't have a job. I'm still with my grandmother. But now I've taken the pressure off of myself to have achieved things that I'm like, why do I even want this? I'm questioning what it is that I want and need. And I'm accepting where I am in life. And I'm enjoying where I'm at in life. Don't get me wrong. I will run out of money if I continue not making money. That is a genuine issue that needs to change. But I have a roof over my head. I'm still eating. I'm fit and I'm active. Like, why am I putting this pressure on me that I made up? And I, in my life, have never struggled with comparing myself to others. That has not been an issue forever. And I don't know why I've been blessed with that, but I don't compare myself to others. I do compare myself to where I think I should be. And let me tell you, the Alyssa who's pushing 30 should not be in Pennsylvania, should not be without a job, you know? But says who? The brain? Like, I am not my brain. I am myself. I don't have the time or capacity to get into those thoughts, but like, I am in control of all of this. So I am going to control all of this. It's just been so beautiful to just take it in and enjoy where I'm at. Like, this morning, I got to make my grandma tea and give it to her while she was in bed. And tomorrow, I'm going to do the same thing. And I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. And just reminding myself how much I do love it here. Amazing. Like, it is so important to focus on what you do have and not what you don't have. Like, because we often find we do have enough. We do. Like, I have enough right now. And I'm happy. Like, okay. Rant over. So the next way I'm changing my life more sustainably is not having a specific goal in mind. So before, I kind of set a financial goal that I need to hit, but like, that was just not fun and it put stress on me. I kind of talked about it in my first point, but that just is not how I function. Maybe if I wasn't in this environment, still kind of caring for someone, I could make a fun challenge of trying to accomplish X in a certain amount of time. But for my day-to-day life, like, no, absolutely not. So again, this one might not be as specific to other people, but I never wanted a 9-to-5. I really did not. I started out after I graduated college, you know, I traveled. I took time off to travel, and then I got into freelancing. And the only reason I got out of freelancing was because I was in a relationship that just really rocked me. You know, dated that narcissist. That was a thing that happened, and it got to me. And I just couldn't perform on my own the way I wanted to. So I sought 9-to-5 agency work. And I ended up really liking it. But then I was laid off, and that really, you know, trashed the mental health for a bit again. And then I got into another job that I liked and, you know, laid off again. But that all of this is to say, I never wanted a 9 to 5. I didn't get my first 9 to 5 until I was, 26? It's not for me. And I've just spent this time going down the 9 to 5 path and finding a job. I'm like, is that even what I really want? So when I say I'm not working toward a specific goal, my goal is to go forward in a certain direction. And I don't think putting all my eggs in a 9 to 5 basket is exactly what I want. It hasn't been ever, so I don't want to force that upon myself now. That's not to say I wouldn't do it again. There's stuff I love about agency life, but it's never been my dream to be a director of project management. It just hasn't. So if that's not where I end up, that is okay. I'm just going to do things daily to progress myself. And it doesn't have to be in a certain direction. As long as I am moving forward, that is what matters. The next big thing that I'm doing to change sustainably is focusing on what I can control. So again, the analogy or story of me finding jobs and making money, I only apply to jobs, and we know this job market isn't good. And I was putting so much effort and getting nothing out of it like everyone out there. And it's like, why am I comparing my success to something that I can't control? I cannot control someone hiring me. I can prepare for interviews. I can, research companies and write a good cover letter and blah, 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 but it's their decision on if they hire me. That is not anything I have direct control over. So I'm putting a lot of effort into things I can control that make me happy. Namely, my behavior and doing what I need to do and taking care of all of this, mentally and physically. So that's going to bed at a good time, not checking my phone first thing, sticking to my YouTube and Instagram timers, controlling what I eat. Back when I was full-time caregiver, for the first time in my adult woman life, honestly, my entire life, I didn't care about what I looked like. And that was so freeing because I had genuine things I needed to focus on. But now I do care about what I look like. I care that I can't carry as much as before. I care that my clothes don't fit. So I am so excited to say I'm focusing on myself again. I don't say restricting calories. I'm eating a certain number of calories. I'm eating a certain amount of protein. I'm working out a certain amount per day. And it's amazing. It is a lot of work to start, but I'm doing it for me and I love it. And I know I'm going to get back to my pre-Pennsylvania body soon because I'm doing the work. And that is so nice. And so much about success and where you want to be is the actions that you do every day. Quite frankly, if the definitions of success are things that other people can control, you are unlikely to succeed. So again, mindset, reframing what success is, I'm really focusing on what it is exactly I can control. And it is so nice. It is so nice. And also, again, I really love relationships, and it's been hard for me being so away from my friends. And the reason I don't have many friends here is because I spent so much time as a caretaker. I couldn't be gone. And then now that I'm going out, again, small town. I meet women my age, married with kids. It's just not the same vibe. It is not the same vibe. So I'm just putting my effort into what matters, which is hanging out with my grandma more. And it's just, I have the power to make my life happy, and I can make her life happy, and I'm loving it. It's fun. Focus on what you can control. Think about what you can control. Yes. Okay. So more practically, how am I going to do these things? How am I going to set sustainable metrics, track it? How am I moving forward? And that is where my tried and true 12-week year comes in. Everyone's talked about it. Everyone's done it, heard about it, what have you. I first heard about it years and years and years ago, but back when I wasn't a doer, I didn't implement anything. And back when I was doing my, initial get back in 6-month challenge, ew, that was growl. I can't growl too well. Back when I was doing that, I started the 12-week year, did not finish it, but I still stuck with the principles of it. And I really like it for a sustainable way to change. So I'm doing a 12-week year, again, focusing on posting reels and stories daily, not succeeding. Writing 4 times a week, not succeeding. And then hanging out with my grandma, succeeding. And I will say I just didn't succeed because I had unforeseen consequences of cutting out sugar. My 30-day challenge this month is cutting out sugar. Spoiler alert, sugar withdrawals are real. I am thankfully out of the withdrawal stage now, but there were consequences. Oh my gosh, there were consequences that I did not see coming. Would have seen them coming had I researched it, but I was not prepared. So this month, as I said, I'm focusing on posting daily and just getting more used to it, hanging out with my grandma, and then writing more. Again, none of that is necessarily monetarily focused, but I don't want to focus on it. I don't think I'm at the point where I want to say, oh, you need to apply to 100 jobs this week. You need to cold email 30 people. Like, I'm not ready for that, like, this month. I think maybe 2 weeks I will be there. Like, I really do have to start focusing, but I cannot risk sending my mental health on a downward spiral. So I'm going to take it easy. I am, like, I have to take it easy. Yeah, like, so far this has been working for me. While I only started the 12-week year April 1st and it's now the 10th, like, so I'm not too far into it, but this last month I've been embodying these principles and I've just seen so much growth within myself, so much mental clarity. My anxiety is all but gone. Like, it is just so nice to not put arbitrary time limits on me, like fixing my mindset, focusing on me. Like, I just know that good things will happen when I do that. And even if, like, outwardly success metric good things don't happen, everything here will be right as rain. And that is genuinely, at the end of the day, what matters. So I would love it if you join me on this journey of sustainably changing your life, if you need to. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to follow along for the ride, which I would love, because I don't want to do this alone. I will, don't get me wrong, but life is better together. Okay. I'm excited. Okay. I love you. Bye.